In this video, we're going to take a look at the new forms that have been added to Broker Brain for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And before I show you the forms that we've added and where they've been added into the system, I just wanted to briefly mention, if you didn't know, that when you create owners in the Admin tab in Broker Brain, there are form sets that you have the ability to select, and currently the only two form set types we have for owners are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. If you have Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac as an owner in your system and you haven't set the form set for that particular owner to the corresponding form set, it's important to do that. That way, once you create a property that is owned by Fannie or Freddie, you will have the forms for those specific banks related to those properties, and they'll automatically be visible when you view those properties within your system. So we're going to switch over to a property, and under the Properties tab at the top and the Forms tab on the left, you will see the ability to add new forms to a property. Previously, the only form that we had available was the lead paint disclosure form, and right now we're looking at Fannie Mae, and keep in mind that the forms for each bank are going to be different and separate, but we'll take a look at Fannie Mae right now. And when you open up the form type, you'll see that we have a bid summary form, incident report, release of all claims, relocation assistance agreement, and a warning sign form. And again, we've added quite a few forms to this release. In the future, keep checking in the forms sections because you'll see lots more forms popping up over time as we add them to the system. And one important note that I want to bring to your attention is not only do you have the ability to generate and edit the forms within the system, we've now given you the ability to email these forms out of the system. So once I've created, right here we have a bid summary form that I've created. It's in its initial revision. I can click the email button for this form, and it will launch a email dialog the same as our notes email dialog with all the contacts for our property, the ability to add additional 2 BCCs and CCs for our contacts, the subjects filled out, we can type in a message, we can add additional attachments, and when we send this email, the system will actually build the form for this property, in this case a bid summary form. If we've edited, any of our edits would be contained within the form. The forms automatically populate with any information that you've already entered for the property within Broker Brain. So if you've, when you generate the form, if it needs information that we have, we'll populate that for you so that you don't have to do any redundant data entry. And then the form is prepared and sent out as part of that email. And again, because notes in the system and emails that get generated within the system are all saved as notes, when you send a form as an email, a new note will be generated for this particular form with the email that was sent, including the attachment of the form itself saved with that note as an attachment. And so this should be a huge time saver, not only in the generation of forms, but when you need to send these to any respective parties. This should make the process much, much, much easier in terms of working with forms. And the other place I want to bring your attention to where we've added a new forms section within the properties is under the offers section. And each individual offer now has a Forms tab, as you can see right here, right next to the Offer tab. And when you go to this tab, you can open up the Add New Form dialog, and we have a multiple offer notification form and then a contract amendment form. And again, these forms will continually add forms as we are able to convert them from the banks, and you'll see this list grow over time, but you do need to know that there are some new forms here already that I think are going to save you a tremendous amount of time. And the forms here under offers function exactly like as the property specific forms. You click add for a new form, it will add that form to this offer. We now have a multiple offer notification. All the information for the offer itself and the property has already been populated into the form. You can edit, email, download, add notes to this form. And the one thing that I do want to make you aware of is any notes that are added to the form itself within an offer will also be visible under the notes section for the offer itself. And I'm going to just demonstrate that real quick. We'll create a new note for this form. This is a form note. Now, because the the forms are related back to offers, and you don't want to have to look in two places for notes, especially emails that have been sent related to forms. We've aggregated all of the note information for these particular forms as part of the offer note. So you'll see here that we have a note that it's called, this is a form note specific to our multiple offer notification form for this offer. And when I click on the Notes tab for this offer now, you will see that we have a note here called, this is a form note, and it's tagged over here on the right as a forms note. So you will see your form notes related to offers in both sections, in the notes for the individual forms themselves and then the overall notes for the offer itself. So that way you can just check in your main offer notes section to find any notes that have been generated related to this offer, and especially when the forms are emailed and those automatic notes are created, you'll be able to find that email history here as well.